Once you open your dev space, once the dev space has been created, once you open the dev space running one, you will see a file. Okay, you will see this breadcrumb symbol in the once you navigate to this file, you will be having a open folder option. Once you click on this open folder option, you should go to the projects. Okay, and go to the project and click on OK. Under this projects only, you should create your application. Okay, once this projects folder is opened, then we will be opening a new terminal. In this new terminal, I am going to create a new project. Okay, this is a command to create. CDS init is the command to create a new project. Once you give the CDS init and the project name, then it will create a project in this. Once the project has been created, here you can see a multiple files. In this, you could see an app, DB, and the SRB files. So these are the three main files for creating a services, the OData services. Okay, the CAP services. And apart from this, we have a package.json file. Okay. As I told earlier, the package.json file is a very important file. In this, you could see a multiple dependencies and the scripts. So far, we are going to add more dependencies for the in the package.json file. Okay, then I will explain it a little bit later. Since most of the joiners are joined today, so that I will be explaining what is the use of this app, DB, and SRB folder. This app folder is meant for the UI. Okay. Once we are creating the UI application with a freestyle or with a Fiori elements, this app folder will contains the whole part of the UI things. And the DB folder will contains the database artifacts and the data definition. In this, we will be creating entities. Those entities will be exposed in an SRV folder. Those definitions we will be implementing as a service. We are exposing as a service with the what are the database artifacts that we have created. These are all the uses of those three files. Okay. Now I will just start with a simple um, entity creation. Okay, first we will create a entity and we will create a one file. Okay, that file will name as schema.cds. Okay, here as I said earlier, everything will be CDS. Okay, everything will be CDS. We are going to create a file, everything will be CDS. This is what the conceptually CDS is the same concept but different flavor used in CAPM, which will have a design time object named as a CDS file. We will create everything as a .cds file. That design time object will be convert after compilation into the runtime object. That is the form of the conversion that happens in this CDS in a CAPM framework. This is a CAPM engine. Once this file.cds is a definition is created, while we building and running the application through this CAPM framework it will expose as an output with a SQL code, because a database will accept a SQL code, it will convert automatically. Okay. In this, I'm going to create a namespace. Okay, the namespace is nothing but we are telling to that file we are going to use this namespace throughout the application for identification. If we are going to use this namespace, what are the entities that we are going to create in this schema.cds file, you will be mentioning directly the namespace in the another files. This is the identity of the this schema.cds file, so that we no need to use a particular entity sets uh, in another in the SRV folder, so that we will be using a namespace directly. Okay, namespace, I'm going to create a customers and product scenario so that I'm using a customer namespace dot data dot model. Okay, this is a namespace. Then I will create a simple entity named as customers. In this customers entity, I'm going to add a few fields. Once you create an entity set, the key field is a mandatory one. Okay, you should be give at least one field a key field. For that, I will be giving a customer ID as a key field. For that, what I'm giving, I'm going to give a type as UID. Okay, UID, I will tell you later why I'm using this UID. Name, think of 20 length, and address, string of 50, and email, string of 20, phone number. That is a string of 50. Okay, this is a simple entity set that I have created here. Fine. Okay, we have created this entity set. This is a database definition, database artifacts. Okay, within a CDS, we have created this database definition. Once this definition is created, we need to expose, we need to implement those definition in this SRV folder. While we implementing this definition in this SRV folder, then only we can able to create a service. Okay, for that, what I'm doing, I'm going to create a new file called as my simple service.cds. Okay, I will give a service.cds. Okay, in this service.cds, I'm going to call this namespace using what is the namespace I have created? Customer.data.model, as I'm giving some small name because we have a this big name. There's a namespace. I'm just giving a small name as cust. Okay, alias name from db slash schema. Okay, how you will know this where you have created from, that you have to tell which file is containing this namespace, so that you have to give us a reference this db slash schema file as a reference file. Okay, you could have asked that how you will know the syntaxes this using, and from those syntaxes where you are getting from. Okay, I will be getting all the syntaxes from this CAP document. Once you go in this, you could see a see you could see a service definitions. What are all the definitions they are using for this? The everything I'm reading from here. Okay, you could see a reference. They have using this service a keyword, and they have given the reference for the schema file, and this they have uh, used the bookshop service as an example, so that I'm going with my own flow. I have taken a customer service. Okay, if you need anything more about this keywords, what we have to use and how to, what are all the commands that we are going to use based on our developments, everything will be available in this CAPA document. If you have some doubts about this, you can ask it to me, no problem. I could able to clear all your doubts. But so far, if you need any support, then you can refer the documentation. Okay. Once this namespace is addressed in this service.cds file, then you have to define a service keyword. This service keyword will create a service, some of set of what are the service we are going to, what the name of the service that we are going to create, that will be addressed in a local host in a server. Service of customer service entity customers as projection. This is a default keyword, guys. Okay, the entity customers, the entity which we are going to expose as a service, that you need to give here as a projection on plus dot customers. Okay, customers. Okay, now we have exposed this definition within the customer service. Okay, we have exposed as a customer service. Now what we will do, now we will just run this application and we will see what is getting. To run this application, I'm going to use a one special command which is known as a CDS. Okay, see, once I give this CDS watch, what it's telling, it's as connected to the DB. By default, it has taken a SQLite DB and the successfully deployed to the in-memory database. Okay, SQLite is a in-memory database, which is a file system based database. You no need to have a paid version for this SQLite database. Just like that, you can use it. Once you need a persistent layer, persistent database, then we have to add some of the few commands and we will create a persistent SQLite database to store the values and to see some of the values and the tables in that. Okay. And next, if you see what it's telling, the new OData adapter serving customer service. Okay, it's telling that the what are the definitions that we have created in as a customer service, it is serving under this as a OData adapter. The server is listening on a URL, this HTTP localhost 4004. Okay, once I click on this with an control option, it will open a beautiful UI to us. This is a Swagger UI. This we no need to create anything for this UI. By default, the SAP itself, the framework, the CAPM framework will itself create this UI. Here you could see an OData V4 customer service and what are the entities that we have created. We could see here. And say click on this customer, we don't have any values because we have not loaded any values to this customer entity to this table, so that we can't see anything. If you want to see a metadata, once you click on this dollar metadata, you could see informations, multiple informations in this. See, the entity type is a customers and the key is a customer ID. The customer ID, it's a type of edm.guid. The name is a string, address, email, and the phone number. These are all the fields that we have added within the customer's entity. Those things we are getting here. Okay, fine. This is a basic thing. How we can expose this as a service. Okay, just we have exposed a metadata for now. Later we will add a more things to this customer service, and we will see how we can add how we can see the particular records in this. Okay, so far we don't have any records. We will do it now.